So I've made him a new nest, and I've found out, he's on the implant for almost 5 years now, and so he can nest. It's just I shouldn't touch him. So when I do this, it gives him it conveys to him that I'm working on the nest as well. And it's always tricky when I make a new nest. I have to break down the old nest. There's the old one. And he always screams a lot and he gets very excited, but he doesn't attack me anymore. It's because I stopped touching him almost altogether. I very, very rarely stroke his head feathers with my fingers. I usually use a brush or a pen or a toy. And I've found out that really, really eliminates the sexual part. So there's no touching his body, almost no touching his head, not touching the nest with my hands when he's in it. I've never dared to do that because he would launch himself out of the nest to bite me. And since the implant, he is no longer doing that. But what I saw in your video about the face bite is that the way you touch him is similar to the way you touch a puppy or a human. And when I do that to Lou, he either auto-mutilates or mutilates me. And he's on the implant for, almost 5 years. And he's 29 this year. So, between his 10th, 15th, and his 20th, he became so increasingly aggressive that I had taught myself to use a stick and a towel, always, and just convey the respect to him, like his bodily autonomy, and just respect that he didn't want to be touched. It was a good thing I had a dog, the sweetest Stafford. And whenever people would come up to me like, "Can I pet your bird?" I would be like, "No, pet the dog." And the dog gave me all the love and the need to pet or stroke somebody. The dog really fulfilled. But your face bite video really, there was something that really stuck out that I thought was weird that the vets didn't mention to you, because when they gave Lou his first implant, it came with the strict warning not to touch him, not to stroke him, because then the implant wouldn't work and he would just go on producing testosterone even more. And be aggressive. And now he's still horny from it's October till end of March, April. It's how when their breeding season is, and especially when in captivity, they just follow that clock. I think when he would fly around outside over here in this hemisphere, he would adapt to another breeding season. But and he's still trying to hump me and trying to climb my fingers, and he starts always like chewing my nails very softly, and he used to rip off my nails, so I really in the past couple of years had to really, really, really believe him when he was trying to tell me that he didn't want to bite me anymore. And so I'm allowing him to touch my hands again. But as soon as he climbs onto my hands, in this time, his next step will be that he will clutch my fingers and not let go and start humping. So I really, really try to distract, you know, so I put a towel over him and put him somewhere on the floor, and I put the towel so that he really needs some time to get out of it, and he likes that game. So you see him sitting in his towel trying to, you know, playing that he can't get out. And sometimes I have to be strict, like, you know, tell him, so go to your place, sit on your stick, and sit on one leg, or we play a game. But I never let him hump me, because it leads to him presenting his cloaca more and more and more until he prolapses. And once you have that, I mean, in the wild they use their cloaca once a year or twice a year. And when in captivity they start presenting it to their owners, who they think are sex partners because they touch their bodies or their heads with too much love, you know, the cloaca starts to prolapse, and those muscles are just not strong enough to hold when it's presented so often. So it's sad that he'll never be able to have sex, but he's just, you know, when they are sold as eggs or babies, they have never learned how to mate, how to breed, how to raise young. It's what they learn from their parents. And breeders always conveniently say, oh no, it's instinct, but they know very well that they kill their partners, they kill their babies after mutilating them like forever, because they are psychopaths in captivity. They are like orcas in a concrete basin, having to, you know, perform some kind of a part of pet or circus animal. So it is what it is, and we're trying to make do. He loves this. He could do this all day. At a certain point, I have to get on with my chores, and then he follows me around and tries to seduce me with toys. And so I'm always playing with him with one hand, you know, throwing some toy, or he's like the dog that you wouldn't want, you know. The dog that just can't lay down somewhere and wait for you. Yeah. So his nest has got a man cave and a loft, and he's got his own room, which he's hardly in it anymore. So I hope we might transition to a smaller and cheaper house. Okay, I'm just babbling now, but I hope I have helped you somehow, because I think when I saw you touching Ani, I was like, I don't know. That is something that they warned me about, and I can't understand that they wouldn't have warned you about that. So it's not the implant isn't something that is working all by itself. It works in combination with very strict behavioral rules that I got, and that I'm very surprised and dismayed about that you didn't get, because it's not good for you both, you know, to keep on in this cycle of aggression. It's horrible. I wish you all the luck, and greetings from the Netherlands. Bye bye, Rebecca.